Hot dog! Okay, exciting new important information. Medium, the blogging platform, just paid out $500 to 1,000 of the most engaging writers that they had on the platform in April. Okay, so basically they just dropped $500,000 on writers. So I wanted to do this video to talk about a couple of different things, because when this happened, it was kind of like nobody knew it was coming. It came as a huge surprise to everybody. It was something that Medium as a platform used to do a while ago, but hadn't done in a very long time, and certainly not on that scale. So when they did this, I found out literally yesterday. I was checking my email and I saw I got two separate emails from Medium about my April payment. And the first one was my normal amount, and the second one was a spare $500. And I was like, there's been a mistake. But no mistake. I was one of the lucky 1,000. So yeah, when that happened, I had a lot of questions that I wanted to address. But the big thing is, I think Medium just revealed their hand. I think Medium has, with this enormous $500,000 gesture, they have kind of announced what their game plan is, at least for the next 6 to 12 months, as far as anybody can really predict into Medium's future. So this video is gonna cover 3 separate things. A, why did they do it? I mean, not complaining, but why? 2, who merited the award? So the reason this is not as cut and paste as like the most engaging, and hence why I had my scare quotes earlier, is because Medium claims that they pay people based on member engagement. So reads, claps, people who subscribe to the platform after reading stories, all of that is included in your regular monthly payment. And they said that this $500 payment was also based on member engagement. So logically, you would assume that the people who earned the most money would have also earned this $500 bonus. Not so, as I'm about to dig in. I surveyed a lot of people and I got some very interesting answers. So we'll get into who merited the reward and maybe why Medium did it that way. And third, my favorite section, what does this mean for the future? I'm doing this kind of jazz hands here because it's exciting for Medium as a platform. You have to think about what this is going to mean for beginners blogging altogether. You have to think about what this is going to mean for veteran writers like me. You have to think about a lot of different angles here. And I'm excited to explore that with you, dear viewer. Okay, let's get started. Why did they do this? I have 3 potential theories, and I've got my conspiracy theory hat at the ready just in case I need to put it on. But let's get into the theories about why. And there's no exclusion. It could be any, all, some of these. I think the first reason is amazing publicity. Okay, so like if you're watching this video because you saw the title, which was like, this blogging platform paid $500 to 1,000 writers, you'd be like, hot damn, that's a great platform to write for if you're a beginner. And Medium is looking for really good writers. So it's fantastic publicity. It really is in line with who they say they are as a platform. They say they care about indie writers. Now they're paying indie writers, not based on your credentials or where you've written before, but just how much members engaged with your story. So that's what I think. I think they did it so that lots of people would generate videos like the one you're watching, articles like I'm sure the ones you may have read, talking about earning this huge surprise $500. Second, competition. Medium kind of popped into this weird vacuum maybe like a decade ago where there weren't that many blogging platforms where you could earn money by writing. And at first on Medium, they didn't do that either. But then in, I think, 2016, maybe 2018, they opened the doors to let writers earn money. And because they put this into a kind of vacuum, they quickly hoovered up all the best indie writers, like all of them. Since then, there have been a couple of, I hesitate to call them competitors because you've probably seen the video where I review the so-called competitors and they all kind of, well, for me, Medium is the clear winner. But Substack is one of the people who is starting to compete. So interestingly, you may have been, if you live in the US, you may have been invited to take a survey Medium sent out yesterday, where they were basically trying to do a little bit of competitor analysis. And Substack featured pretty heavily on that newsletter, along with LinkedIn and Tumblr, but Substack is the one where it's another monetizable place for your writing. And they want They want up-and-coming writers to think of Medium first before they go to Substack. They want people to go on Medium to build their voice and their platform. And let's say that you're just about to embark on your writing journey and you're like, should I do Medium or Substack? And Medium just announced that they gave out a random $500 to a bunch of good writers. You'd be like, oh, maybe I'll go to Medium. That sounds like a pretty good place. Third, I think that they might have done it because they genuinely are realigning their priorities. Medium has always, since I've been on the platform, the strength of them has been their independent writing voices. They get people from all over, people from all walks of life, who the only thing they have in common is that they have a story to tell and they want to tell it and they are good at telling that story. Those are the people who do really well on Medium. Maybe like a year or two ago, they kind of forgot that and went down the publication route instead, which worked for a little bit. I mean, I think they got a lot of really talented writers on the platform. They built a lot of really good credibility in journalism and media circles for these really highbrow editorial publications. But apparently the experiment failed. Medium offered a buyout to the entirety of the editorial staff. So from what I'm aware, I think about half of the people there took it. That was a step towards Medium realigning its priorities. It was a bit of a nasty shock, I'm sure, for the editors and for a lot of writers who wrote for those publications too, like me. But it was them saying, okay, we tried publications. That's not what we want. We want to focus on what makes us great, which are these independent writers that we love and our readers love them too. And this is another step in that direction. It's a much nicer, much more instantly gratifying step in that direction that I now have a spare $500 in my bank account that I wasn't at all counting on. But that's them being like, okay, we want to reward people who are creating really good content on our platform. Boom. And finally, this is option number 4 that I'm including as a bonus. I don't know enough about tax to say this for sure, but I think the end of the fiscal year was in April and possibly they just wanted to spend all this money before they were taxed on it. Yeah, not a tax person, don't know for sure, but that was just one of the theories that I saw floating around that might have been an option. Those are the reasons I think why they did it. If you have any other thoughts, ideas, let me know in the comments below. I'm not done with the video yet. There's more to come. Okay, who merited the reward? So I got the reward before Medium sent out their little explanation, and I did have a viral story last month, so I thought, okay, well, maybe that viral story, like maybe anybody who had a viral story, like plus 50,000 views on a story last month got this bonus. If so, amazing. But then I started seeing a lot of people who said that they'd gotten it, like a lot. A lot of people emailed me being like, hey, I didn't earn that much money last month. I didn't have that much engagement and I still got the bonus. Like, do you know what's going on? And I was like, no, my dear friend, I do not know what's going on, but I'm excited to find out. And then Medium emailed everyone to say, hey, look, we found the top 1,000 people who created on the platform in terms of engagement, and we wanted to reward them with this surprise $500. So that was the on-paper explanation. But here's where things get interesting. Medium also claims that they pay monthly based on member engagement. So if we go by that rubric, then the people who earned the most money in April should have also been the people who earned the $500 bonus. Not so, because according to my data, I'm doing a nerd voice and I'm putting on my nerd glasses for this part. These are my mom's glasses. I can't see a thing. Okay, we're gonna have to lower them a little bit so I don't get a headache. Yeah, so I surveyed a bunch of people and I'll post the results here. I haven't finished the survey as I'm recording this video, but preliminary data indicates that a lot of people who earned a lot of money got the bonus, but there were also some people who, only had a couple of thousand of views this month, who only earned, in some instances, just like $5 or $6, who still got that extra $500 bonus. And there were also people who had over $1,000, who earned over $1,000 last month, who didn't get the bonus. So data has conflicting reports. So obviously either they're using a different metric to measure engagement for the bonus versus engagement for the regular monthly payment, or something weird is going on. I'm switching props now. So it's clear they're using a different method of engagement, a different manner of measuring engagement. But I think there's this theory, I'm probably gonna mangle this, I can't remember the name of it. It's like unpredictable rewards basically, which is why when you go on Facebook, sometimes they'll give you random notifications that don't actually do anything because they're trying to get you, is it unpredictable variable rewards. Anyway, they don't want you to always know what you're going to expect, and that gets you to come back to Facebook time and time again because you don't know if you're going to get 0 notifications, you don't know if you're going to get 10. It's unpredictable, and our brains crave that. So that could be what Medium's doing. They didn't just give it to the top 1,000. They gave it to like maybe the top 500, and then the other 500 lucky people were just a random selection of people who'd published a story in April. And that keeps us on our toes because you're always like, am I going to be the next one? Am I going to be the next writer, even though I didn't make over $1,000? Like, there's a lot of uncertainty there, and that's going to create more activity on the platform because people are going to hope that even though they didn't have a great month in May, maybe they're still going to get, you know, a little surprise bonus that they didn't expect. But still, why didn't they engage? Why didn't they explain their metrics? I don't understand why they would do something like that and then not say, like, look, this is how we measured engagement, unless it's intentionally to stop people from me to understand what they're doing. Anyway, okay, enough with the conspiracy theories. If it's true, or even if it's not true, this is really important for beginner writers to understand. Competition on Medium, even though it seems really high, it might be lower than you think. You might be able, like, I know a lot of people have hesitated starting to blog on Medium because they're like, oh, you know, it's too late, it's already too crowded, there are already too many amazing people there. But this proves there's still space for you, that it's possible to get into the top 1,000 writers, and possible not just to make real money or at least find a real audience writing on the platform, but possibly to get that $500 bonus, or, you know, whatever they happen to throw us next month or the month after or in a year, who knows? It's unpredictable. So that's exciting. So there's always the chance that you could be among those people next time, / if there is a next time. And now on to the final and most exciting, in my opinion, section. What does this mean for the future? I need a crystal ball prop as well, don't I? Like something to be like, I'm looking into my crystal ball and I'm predicting. I don't have one yet. This is what I am predicting. I have 4 predictions. First of all, I think that they're gonna do this again. I think that if whatever their goals were, if we go back up to the first section, why did they do this? Did they get great publicity? Yeah, I just went on Google and I just Googled Medium bonus and I saw like tons of articles written in the last day about this incredible bonus. They're gonna get a lot of really good hype publicity about this. Are they gonna beat the competition? Yes, because I don't think Substack is doing this for people, so they'll 100% beat out Substack as a competitor. And did it realign their priorities? Did they reemphasize to their creators that they're who matters? They're the independent voices that Medium really wants to keep? Yes, 100%. So maybe that means that Medium is going to do this again. I think they will. I don't know what form this reward is going to take, but I do think there's going to be another. Okay, number 2. I think there might be less emphasis on publications, and there are a couple reasons why. First of all, obviously the editorial buyout happened, was it only a month ago? Oh my God, time is so weird. It might have been a month and a half ago. So that was our first clue. Secondly, if you look at the trending thing, it's rarely, these stories are more and more, they're cropping up from independent writers. Now, sometimes I think those stories are handpicked from Medium. I don't think they're actually trending. I think they're what Medium wants us to think is trending. I don't know for sure though. So that to me indicates that they're going to be prioritizing solitary voices, people who are independent, not writing in publication, building a platform for themselves, not based on any publication, which is interesting because I think the independent publications, not the editorial ones, but ones like Postgrad Survival Guide, Creatures, those are the ones that make Medium really strong. So I don't know what numbers Medium is looking at, but it's clear that they have I think they do want to move away from publications. And also, you may have seen my last feature on blog rolls. They've recently updated that, so it only includes individuals, not publications. Very interesting, isn't it? I think there's going to be more spotlight on independent voices. So early on, when I first started on Medium, they did handpick stories that they liked and featured them. Nowadays, that means that they put them in their favorite publications, but I think in the near future, those publications are no longer funded. Not really sure what's going on with that. So I think their new way of featuring stories is not going to be by putting them in their publications, but rather by elevating them to other readers on the platform by featuring them on the homepage, by sending them out in emails. It's not going to rely on publications so much anymore. And I think there's also going to be a continuing lack of full transparency. Medium's in a weird quandary where they are more transparent than most platforms. Like I think probably most platforms undergo this turbulent, who knows what's going on, change here, change there. I think all platforms are doing that. I think it's possible that the equivalent of offering your entire editorial staff a buyout happens at all platforms fairly regularly. Medium is the only one that tells us that's going on, and in a way that opens them up to criticism because they're explaining their actions, and then people can be like, well, that's a crappy explanation. So Medium is going to continue walking this weird line where they tell you what's going on. It's not just like an unexplained $500. It's only a mostly unexplained $500. You got $500. It's because you had great engagement. We're not going to explain what that engagement was. Sorry, not sorry. You might or might not get something like this in the future. We're going to see more of that. Medium's trademark is these unexplained, partially explained pivots that we've seen over the past, I don't know how long. And this is just a positive pivot. They happen, and it's good to be reminded that these good things do happen. It's not all nasty, negative pivots. Sometimes it's nice, lovely, happy $500 pivots. And I think it's a great reminder of that. So that's the video. That's the surprise. If you're a beginner, you're thinking about blogging, I honestly can't think of a better place than Medium. I think about that a lot, and Medium is today and probably for a long time in the future going to be my #1 answer. Beginner blogger, experienced blogger, medium blogger, no matter what your expertise level is, Medium is a really good place to publish your stories, find an audience, build your home, build your brand. I love it, and I think you will too. And of course, there's always the slim chance that you'll get a surprise $500. You never know. I love that. I hate it, but I love it. So let me know your thoughts. What are your conspiracy theories? Why do you think Medium did this? Do you think they'll do it again? What do you think engagement measures as and how it differs from the regular payment method? Yeah, let me know what you think. I'm so excited to see what comes out of this. I'm really thrilled. So I will talk to you all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. Happy writing, everyone.